In our grandpa's day, there was a bird called the Great Auk. Not so long before, there had been thousands and thousands of them, living with the puffins and other seabirds, living and raising their young at the edge of the world. But as our story begins, all that has passed away in violence and ignorance. For now there was just one, the Last Great Auk. Some fishermen came to a small rocky island, but that they did not know. And on the island was the Last Great Auk, sitting on a lonely rock, calling out for company. The Last Auk watched as they came ashore. Prophet-like, that lone one stands, was what they thought. The bird kept calling out, and so it did not take long for the fishermen to find the Last Great Auk, and being flightless, it was easy to catch. But just as they had secured the net and began dragging it to the boat, a great storm began to rise. Lightning flashed, thunder roared. One of the fishermen spotted an old ruined bothy on a hill near the shore, and they rowed hard, headed there for shelter from the storm. Then the fishermen tied up the Last Great Auk and set a fire to keep themselves warm. The poor bird began calling out for help, but the storm did not come. So it was for the next night, and the next, and the next. Each night the storm raged on, and the bird continued its desperate cries, crying out through the storm. And in the midst of that tempest, with the mournful cries of the Last Great Auk, the men came to believe that the bird was a witch, and its cries were calling up the storm. The fishermen concluded but one thing would lift this curse: kill the bird. So they took it outside, held it down, and did just that. Not long after, the storm finally came to an end, and the fishermen rowed safely home, never once thinking of what they had done or what had been lost, though they later told the tale, and all that remained behind were the lonely, mournful cries of the Last Great Auk, echoing on through the darkness, fading from our hearing, and the empty calm of the rocks and the sea.